Bunkering
Good day,
calculation
students,
procedure.
and welcome to this subject, ICT. I'm your instructor, Third Engineer Alan A. Roberto. And today, we're going to create a bunkering software using Microsoft Excel similar to this one. Before we begin, let us understand first how the fuel oil on board is being calculated. To determine the quantity of any given tank, a volume must be calculated depending on tank shape. For the formula of volume, V is equals to area of the base times height. On board a ship, since tanks have different or irregular shapes, a sounding table similar to this one is provided, and that we only need to know the level of the tank through sounding in order to calculate the volume. What is sounding? According to dictionary, it is a process of measuring the depth of liquid inside the tank. There are two methods to take the sounding on board. One is through the deep sounding, and the other one is just by taking the allege. So let me demonstrate the difference between the two. If this is the tank, we have the fluid surface, and this is the sounding pipe. This is the striker or the datum. The distance or the depth between the fluid surface until the bottom of the tank is called the deep sounding or the sounding. While the distance between the top of the sounding pipe through the fluid surface is called the allege. So let us solve for this example. So for example, the sounding is 9 cm, the temperature is 40 degrees Celsius, and the specific gravity is 0.9607. This specific gravity is being supplied by the barge. For the temperature, you need to take this one using the thermometer. And for the sounding, you need to take this one by taking the deep sounding. So the first step is to solve for the corrected SG. The formula for corrected SG is SG corrected is equals to specific gravity at 15 degrees Celsius times quantity 1 minus the difference in temperature times 0.00064. So let us solve for the example of 40 degrees Celsius with a given specific gravity of 0.9607. So SG corrected 0.9607, the specific gravity supplied by the barge, times 1 minus 40 degrees Celsius or the T2, the present temperature, minus 15 degrees Celsius or the temperature in which this specific gravity was tested in the laboratory, times 0.00064. So this is now our corrected SG. So the second step is to determine the volume of the tank using the sounding of 9 cm. Since we only have 0, 5, 10, 15, and so on, we need to find the volume of the tank in the 9 cm. So we need to interpolate this one. So we have the sounding for 10 cm and the sounding for 5 cm. So we assume that the ship is in even keel. So we need to take the volume from the zero trim. So we can either use the allage or the sounding. But this time the given is sounding, so we use the sounding. So let us take the volume under the 10 cm. So for 10 cm, we have 2 cubic meter. And for the 5 cm, we have 1.6 cubic meter. So we need to subtract this one. After that, we need to divide 0.4 cubic meter to 5 since the graduation or the difference between the two is 5 cm. So 0.4 0.08. Since there is a 4 cm from 5 cm to reach 9, we need to multiply 0.08 into 4 cm and add it to the original or to the volume in 5 cm. So 0.08 times 4 is equal to 0.32, and then this volume 1.6 cubic meter plus 0.32 is equals to 1.92 cubic meter. So our volume in 9 cm is 1.92 cubic meter. So the final step is to solve for the metric tons. The formula for metric tons is metric tons equals specific gravity corrected times the volume. So our corrected SG is 0.9453 and our volume is 1.92 cubic meter. So multiplying the two will give us 1.81 metric tons. And that's it. We have just solved the metric tons of this example sounding. For the next video, I will going to demonstrate how to make a formula on Excel on these all calculations, bunker calculations. So I hope you have learned something today and see you on the next video.